There is a Japanese concept called ma. It translates roughly as meaningful silence. Not the silence of emptiness, not the silence of having nothing to say, the silence of someone who knows that what they're building doesn't need to be announced. In Japan, the carpenter who talks about the house he's going to build is not respected. The one who shows up and builds it is. This sounds obvious, but watch the men around you. Watch yourself. How much of your energy goes into talking about what you're building, posting about what you're building, explaining what you're building, versus actually building it? This video is about the gap between those two men and the one rule that closes it. Most men in 2026 are performers. Not in the theatrical sense, in the psychological sense. A performer's primary relationship is with his audience, even if that audience is just the version of himself he's trying to impress. He posts the workout before he's consistent. He shares the business idea before he's built anything. He announces the discipline before he's proven it to himself. The builder is different. The builder's primary relationship is with the work. He has no interest in being perceived as disciplined. He's too busy being disciplined. Here's what the research on high performers actually shows, and this is counterintuitive. Talking about your goals before achieving them triggers the same reward response in your brain as achieving them. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between the dopamine hit of telling someone what you're going to do and actually doing it. So every time you announce the plan, you're partially satisfying the drive to execute it. You're releasing pressure that should be building. The Japanese understood this intuitively. Ma isn't just about silence, it's about conserving force. Performance shows up in three ways. Most men only recognize the obvious one. The first is external performance. Social media, telling friends, public declarations. This one is easy to spot. The second is internal performance. Journaling about how disciplined you are, having long internal conversations about the man you're becoming, mentally rehearsing your transformation more than you actually execute it. This one is harder to catch because it feels like work. It isn't. The third is the most dangerous, identity performance. This is when a man adopts the aesthetic and language of a builder without doing the building. He reads the right books. He follows the right accounts. He uses the right words. But his output, the actual measurable product of his time, doesn't reflect any of it. The Japanese word for this kind of gap is tatemae, the face you show the world, versus hone, your actual reality. Every man has both. The builder works to close the distance between them. The performer works to make tatemae more convincing. So what is the rule? Simple. Your actions must always outpace your words, not match them. Outpace them. Here's how you apply it. First, a 48-hour rule on announcements. Before you tell anyone about a goal, a plan, or a decision, including yourself in a journal, you must have 48 hours of actual execution behind it, not the plan, the work. This shift will feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is the muscle you've been skipping. Second, a proof requirement. For every statement you make about who you are or who you're becoming, you need specific recent evidence. Not aspirational, actual. I'm the kind of man who wakes up early requires you to have woken up early this week. Not in theory, this week. If you can't cite the evidence, you don't get to make the claim, even to yourself. Third, output measurement. Every Sunday, ask one question. What did I actually produce this week that didn't exist on Monday? Not what you learned, not what you consumed, not how you felt. what you produced. Code, content, revenue, a decision executed, a relationship built. If the answer is thin, that's your data. You were performing, not building. Every platform you use is designed to reward announcement over execution. It rewards the post about the gym over the gym. It rewards the thread about your goals over achieving them. It rewards tate mai. And the men around you, online and off, are almost all performing at some level. So when you go quiet and build, you will feel like you're falling behind. You'll feel invisible. You'll feel like the louder men are winning. They are not winning. They are performing winning, which is a different thing entirely. The builder's advantage compounds. Every week of actual output puts distance between him and the men performing output. After 6 months, the gap is visible to everyone. After a year, it's insurmountable. Meaningful silence. The Japanese carpenter doesn't need you to know he's building. He'll show you the house when it's done. Your goal this week is not to become more disciplined. It's not to have a better mindset. It's to produce something that didn't exist on Monday. One real thing. No announcement, just the work. Build.